So is there any tip you would give to the first generation entrepreneurs? And then how much should you raise up the formula to how to value your company?
So it depends on completely your traction, and each business case is its own, right? So if you are a high intellectual property company, you would be valued more. If you're a low intellectual property company, you would be valued more on the traction and business you're running. For example, e-commerce in India, when Flipkart was raising, the formula used to be we used to get a multiple of 10 or 6 to 10 was the multiple. So how this works is, suppose you're doing a 1 crore revenue every month, you multiply that with 12 months, that's about 12 crore annual revenue run rate. Multiply it with 6, 72 crores is roughly the valuation of your company. Provided there are certain economics that are working there, like there at certain scale you will make profitability, you would make a lot of cash, and your company would be growing exponentially. These are certain ifs and buts you have to take. But each industry has a multiple. The multiple used to be 10 when Flipkart was raising. Then eventually it fell down to 6. Now the Chinese investors coming in, the multiple is around 2. So basically, if you're doing a 20 crore run rate for us, they would value us at 48 crores and write probably a 2 million check at 25%. Provided all the essentials are there, hypothesis is working that this is going to do. Just on the previous point, I think tips around fundraising. In fact, if you visit my YouTube channel, I've started a YouTube channel recently, Satish Bala. In that, I've actually made a lot of videos, around 5-6 videos, each about funding only. About 6 videos and 3-4 minutes of tips about funding itself, how to do funding, what are the ways to, meet a VC, what should be your first email to VC, what should be your first, what should your pitch deck contain. So I've covered it in detail. If you're a first generation entrepreneur, what you should look at is you should understand your game. Like my game in business, let's say, if I have to give an example in terms of cricket, let's say we are playing 100 runs, we have to hit 100 runs in 20 overs. We just have to make 5 runs every over, right? That means if you just take singles, you would still be able to make the run rate. But if you're chasing 220 overs, every over you need to have a boundary, right? Or if you're playing slow in the first 4 overs, obviously the next 16 overs are going to be hard. So VC money is also like that. You need to understand why your company needs money in the first place, whether you need that money to build your technology. I mean, honestly, understand this answer. Because if you give a dishonest answer here, you will have lots of problems to face going forward. Because you would raise money and then you would not be able to exit the investor. So you would be locked in all sorts of bad situations going forward. So the simplest trick is, don't try to model it yourself, because you might be coming from an engineering background or an accounts background, or most people come from deep engineering backgrounds. That's what happens in India. Best thing is look at what other categories are doing. Like currently, if you see which categories are able to raise. Okay, in shared riding category, Uber is a company that has started here and gone to an IPO. So maybe now is not the right time to raise money in that particular category. There was interest in VC. There was interest for VCs in that category, but not anymore. So you have to look at your category leaders in India or outside, either China or US or Japan. If there are parallels for your similar models. If there is a no parallel model, so far nobody has raised any money, that means it's a two-part sale. First part is you have to convince that there is a market and you are going to win the market, and then next part is you have to ask them money. But if you have a one-part sale, first stakeholders should look at one-part sale. Like if I am pitching to an investor, hey, so see this is how this company has grown. In India, these are the economics. If we infuse this much money, exactly in this much time, we are going to be here. I think you need to be very, very clear about what you are trying to do there. Even today, Uber doesn't make money. The reason is that they understand their cash flows well. They know when they can make money. They know when they can't make money. And it's not like they're just like they're burning money. A lot of founders think that VCs are just writing checks and burning on checks, but they clearly understand the game of it. So if you don't understand your game, as a founder, you are at loss. It's not the VCs who are at loss. So that's one of the key things that I would say. Here said, certain startups don't even need money, like especially services startups which come with cash flow first. Right? I sell a service, I take cash at the end of month. Why do I need? I mean, unless you are building something where you need a lot of engineering, a lot of infrastructure. I mean, there are certain conditions, but otherwise you could always build a net positive or net cash flow positive company within 3 months, within 6 months. So VCs are not at all interested in those kind of. They are interested in those niche opportunities. Nobody ever has worked in the world on that, and there is a 0.0001% of being successful. But I put my money there because that will grow 10,000x from today to in the next 3 to 4 years.